Ever since Pokemon Legends ZA came out, all I've been hearing is how much everybody hates it and how terrible of a game it is. And I was 100% on board with that, I'm not gonna lie. For the first half of the game, I absolutely despised the game. I was gonna give up immediately. But after finishing it, I think I actually really like it. Storyline wise, the gameplay is shit. But storyline wise, this game is perfect. It's almost like a movie. However, no game is perfect with that price tag. Nintendo needs to stop overcharging. It's sickening. I don't think anybody should pay that much for any game. But anyways, this is going to be a rant review of Pokemon Legends ZA because I actually really enjoyed it despite the very grave issues I have with the gameplay. I think the story was phenomenal, and I'm going to just be ranting about how much I loved the game, mostly the story though. First thing I want to talk about is I'm so happy that in this Pokemon game I finally get to be an adult and not some 12-year-old running around the town trying to become a trainer. It was getting to me a bit, especially because right before I started playing Legends ZA, I was still in the process of playing Pokemon Ultra Sun, and being a 12-year-old in that game truly kills me because I'll never be able to be with the love of my life, Professor Kukui. I don't care that he has a wife. It just hurts me that I'm a 12-year-old and I can't do any of that. But luckily in Legends ZA, in Lumiose City, which is based off of Paris, I believe, I can finally be a grown adult. And you know, it also comes with Lumiose City. Clothing options. Finally I can dress like a normal human being, unlike the other games where I was suffering, where everybody else gets to look so cool and then I must look like a dweeb. Pokemon Violet, which I played recently, the uniform so ugly. Finally I'm freed from the fashion shackles and I can finally wear what I want, and I definitely took advantage of that. Luckily you earn an absurd amount of money throughout this game, so you best believe I was shopping almost every day. Were the outfit options that good? I wouldn't say so. It was nothing spectacular, nothing style savvy, nothing, special, but I am glad there was so much variety and I was taking advantage of it. It really did make me feel good that I could finally look the way I feel inside, because as you know, if you watch my other videos, I am the champion and hero of Galar, and I am the champion and hero of Paldea, so I would like my looks to match that, because I'd be walking around looking like a fool in most of these games, and finally people can see what's special about me. And about that, I also want to say, in Lumiose City, thank God people respect me there. From the first day I showed up, people could tell that I'm special. It's like they already knew I was the champion of Galar, the hero of Galar and Paldea, and people just really respected me out there. Whenever there was a problem throughout this game, people were like, do you know who we should call? It's like, yeah, she would know what to do, and it's true, I did know what to do because I am the hero and champion, and for once the people in this Pokemon world are giving me the respect I deserve, unlike all the other games. And another thing before I start the actual storyline, I just want to say, for once I don't need to be delusional in the Pokemon games. I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. Almost everybody in Lumiose City wants me so bad. Everybody is constantly first of all, everybody's fine. That's shocking in a Pokemon game. Almost everybody's fine, and everybody wants me so bad. Everybody's flirting with me at all times, and it's like, guys, please, I'm just trying to do my thing. I just moved here. Please, calm down. But no, people want me so bad. And finally, this is what I've been waiting for. This is literally what I've been waiting for all along. And it's just great to be here. So the game starts with you on a train to Lumiose City because you're not from there. And when you get off the train, you are met with this boy, whatever you want to call him. He has pink and blonde hair. He kind of looks like a lesbian, but that's okay. I still love him. His name is Labanne, and he's with these 3 Pokemon, and he comes to you and he's like, I need you to star in my ad. Which, okay, well, of course you would ask me because I'm the coolest person here, but it is kind of crazy to ask a stranger to star in your ad for your hotel. Basically, Labanne lives and works for Hotel Z, which is a failing hotel. It's really failing, even though it's really nice. I don't really understand why it's failing, because it's a great hotel and they're so hospitable there. Maybe I'm biased because I live there, but it's a nice vibe, and I think tourism in Hotel Z should be boosted. I really like Hotel Z, but anyway, Labanne needs you to star in this ad. Before Labanne can continue talking to you about the ad, there's another ad on this billboard for Quasartico Inc. I think that's how it's pronounced, which is a company that's doing the urban redevelopment of Lumiose City. Basically, they want to make a city where Pokemon and people can live harmoniously together, and their solution for that is creating these wild zones where Pokemon can roam freely, and people are safe from the Pokemon safe from the people, but you can battle and catch them in the wild zones. I don't think this wild zone thing is a good idea for living harmoniously. I actually align myself more with the Fist of Justice ideology, which we'll get to the Fist of Justice, because I really wish I could join the Fist of Justice, even though I can't, but we'll get there eventually. Jet, who's like the CEO of Quasartico Inc., she's really cunty. I don't trust her. I finished the game and there's nothing that would lead me to believe that she's a bad person, but I really don't trust her. There's something about her, and I think that's just an inner thing of me not trusting big corporations, and urban redevelopment always sounds like a bad thing. So I have my own gripes with Quasartico Inc., but they're not really doing anything wrong. But this wild zone thing is important, because randomly when you're walking through our town, you'll see these like green holographic fences, and that shows you what the wild zones are. And I think these wild zone things are crazy, because some Pokemon will randomly attack you in these wild zones, which, like, okay, yeah, they're wild Pokemon, but in these wild zones are like people's like apartments and cafes. Imagine you bought this apartment and you're like, oh, this is such a good location, everything's cool and whatever, and then Quasartico Inc. sends you like a letter through your mail being like, well, your doorstep's turned into a wild zone now, so good luck with that. Especially because in the wild zones, there's sometimes these alpha Pokemon which are ultra strong, ultra aggressive, big as Pokemon, and some of them are terrifying. Specifically, there's a Houndoom, I think in Wild Zone 4, which is horrific. That thing won't leave you alone. I sometimes just want to walk through the wild zone as like a shortcut or to get somewhere. There's literally a cafe in that wild zone. And you can't go there because that Houndoom is sitting there waiting for you, and I don't even want to fight you. I'm just on my way. This Houndoom, it will literally come for your neck. I have died multiple times to this Houndoom, and I'll get to the dying part because that is my main gripe with Pokemon Legends ZA, but we'll get there. Anyways, while Urban and I are distracted by the Quasartico Inc. ad, we look down. My bag's gone, my luggage that I came with, which, I just got robbed. I got mugged, which I hear is a common occurrence in European countries, especially tourists are like commonly mugged, which, so I would say that's law accurate, I guess. I can't speak much about that because I literally live in the crime capital of the world, one of the crime capitals of the world, so I guess I can't judge France for muggings. But anyway, I get mugged on my first day in Lumiose City, and when we go to find my bag, it's being carried by a Pancham who is working for these people who's trying to rob me. These people recognize Urbane because they're like, we just faced you in the ZA Royale, and I'm like, what the fuck is the ZA Royale? Basically, the ZA Royale is this competition being held in Lumiose City. It's a tournament. I think it's by Quasartico Inc. I think they're the ones running it, where basically there's different ranks. You start from rank Z, to become a rank A trainer, and whoever reaches rank A will be granted one wish that's in like the capabilities of Quasartico Inc. So you can't wish for something like insane because they can't do it. But yeah, that's what the ZA Royale is. And in order to do the ZA Royales, you'll basically need to go to battle zones at night. And in those battle zones, you'll earn enough points to get the challenger ticket. And then with the challenger ticket, you will face off in the one-on-one Royales to rank up. About these battle zones though, these are also a very horrific part of Lumiose City. I would never live in Lumiose City because it just does not seem like a good vibe, because there's the wild zones where you can get trampled by a giant Houndoom, or there's the battle zones which change locations every night. Once again, imagine you just bought an apartment, you're like, oh, the rent is so good or whatever, and then you check your phone and then you find out tonight's battle zone is your front doorstep. Imagine if you had plans, because these battle zones, you can step 1 foot in there and your entire life and your whole team is like open game, anybody can battle you at any point and you can't do anything about it. Even if you're not prepared, they don't care. If you find yourself in a battle zone, you find yourself in a battle zone. It's over for you. You have no options but to battle or to find a way out. And these battle zones, it's like, what was Lumiose City thinking? Like, is this really the best urban development plan they could think of? I just don't think this is very like civilian friendly. It's not civilian friendly. I think if they wanted to do the battle zones, they should have had like distinct battle zones. Like, this is only for battling and it's only ever going to be a battle zone, not this random pop-ups. And I know the ZA Royale is not like a permanent thing, it's just a thing running at the start. Like when you first come, it's just like a seasonal thing, I guess. But like, you couldn't plan this better. You couldn't turn a wild zone into a battle zone. I don't know. I think I would do better. I think they need to replace Jet as the chairperson of Quasartico Inc. and put me in place. I forgot to mention that the reason why Quasartico Inc. is doing this whole ZA Royale is that they're trying to find the strongest Mega Evolution user, which we'll get to the Mega Evolution thing now, but that's what this is all for. They're trying to find the strongest trainer for something. Anyway, because of how much battling and insanity is occurring in Lumiose City, Labanne shows you the 3 Pokemon he had from the start, and he's like, you know what, you're gonna need one to battle to get your bag back, because if you forgot, I just got mugged. And the thieves that mugged me, they were like, to get your bag back, you need to battle us. And it's like, I just moved here. Please give me, I'm homeless. I know nobody. You all are probably speaking French. That's not canon. We all speak the same language. But still, like, let me settle in. I don't even have a Pokemon. You don't even know my Pokemon background. Lucky for them, they didn't know my Pokemon background. Because as you know, I'm the champion of Gallo and Paldea and soon to be Alola. But, like, they didn't know that. So, like, give me a minute. But I don't have any Pokemon. So Labanne is like, okay, here's these 3 Pokemon. You need to choose one. And the options of the Pokemon were Chikorita, the grass type Pokemon, Totodile, the water Pokemon, and T-Pig, the fire Pokemon. And okay, I know I don't even know if this is controversial enough because I heard a few people saying it. No hate to anybody who's fans of any of these Pokemon. I just think this is the most boring starter lineup I've seen in any of the games I've played recently. I'm just uninspired by all of them. Literally by all of them, because if you watch like my other videos, my starters, I tend to choose divas. I like to choose divas as my starters. So I chose Skull Bunny in my first game, Pokemon Sword/Shield, and then I chose Sprigatito in Pokemon Violet/Scarlet, and in Pokemon Ultra Sun I chose Popplio. So like, listen, I've only had divas as starters, so I kind of feel insulted that you would show me these 3. Like, nothing against these 3, but they just don't have like they don't have what my other starters have. Like, they just don't have like the je ne sais quoi, as they would probably say in Lumiose City based on France. That was dumb. But they just don't have that it factor that my other Pokemon starters had. So I chose Chikorita, and like Meganium, I think that's how it's pronounced. Just, it's okay. Like, she's okay, I guess. Like, I may do. You know, I will never put a starter in boxes. I'll always like treat my starter with care. But it's like, I was uninspired. I was bored. Like, I'll take care of you, but like, I'm definitely never gonna think of you ever again. Like, you just aren't in my elite team, you know? I'm never gonna think of you again. No offense. But I chose Chikorita, who is cute. She's cute. Now that you have a starter like how I chose Chikorita, now you start your first real battle in Lumiose City. And this is where we see the new battling style, which I think this might have been the battling style in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm not gonna lie, I only played like 3 hours of Arceus and I got bored as fuck, because that's not even a real Pokemon game to me. I know it's everybody's favorite, but it felt more like a Pokédex researching simulator. I did not like that, because I've never mentioned this before, but one thing I've never done in a Pokemon game is fill out my Pokédex. I don't know why I don't do it. I'm just not interested in it. I'll catch what I want and I won't catch what I don't want. So that's why I didn't finish Pokemon Arceus. But anyways, this is real-time battles now in Pokemon Legends ZA, where like usually it's turn-based, and I like turn-based battles, okay? I was not ready for real-time battles, and I really did not like it, because I'm a weak bitch, okay? I don't like working under pressure, and in real-time battles, I am under pressure because there's no break. There's no time for me to think like, oh, what move should I do next? What move should they do next? You know? It's just go, go, go. And I panicked so bad, it kind of felt like I was playing like Tekken or Call of Duty. I'm just pressing buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. Eventually, I got better at it, but I don't like this style. I prefer turn-based, because I feel like I can really think. I feel like I'm strategizing. Now I'm just like, I'm button smashing. I really am button smashing. I don't know what I'm doing. I prefer the old like battle style, and I don't know if they did it to make the game harder, but I feel like there's other ways to make the games harder. Like Pokemon Ultra Sun is pretty hard, or maybe I'm just bad at these games. But like, that one wasn't real-time battles and it's still pretty hard. I feel like this is just like it just feels like a different game. Like, that's the one thing that I have to say about Legends ZA. I felt like I was playing a different game the entire time. So that's also why I did not like it at all until like halfway through the game. After the first battle, which I won by the way, Labanne then takes you to Hotel Z, where you meet the owner of the hotel, AZ himself, who is like 11 feet, and might I just say, he's quite fine. He's quite fine for a 3,000-year-old man. And people always like, no, he's like chopped, he looks like Slender Man. No, he doesn't. Show me another 3,000-year-old that looks as fine and fit as AZ. That's my man. But not really. I more see him like as an old man figure. Like, my heart. I will get to AZ like when the storyline really picks up, but AZ feels like family to me. Everybody in Hotel Z feels like family to me. I can't like understate this, overstated enough. I don't know what the word is. I love the storyline in Legends ZA so much. Like, it was so cinematic. I can't even. Oh, it's amazing. Anyways, at Hotel Z, AZ and like Labanne then invite me to join the ZA Royale, and Labanne invites me to join Team MZ, which is like a group of all of the people in, like, all of the younger people in Hotel Z, which is literally only 2 other people besides me and Labanne, that are formed together to compete in the ZA Royale. I obviously say yes because I don't think I had a choice, and also they're letting me stay for free in Hotel Z, which is really nice. And like I said, this hotel is nice. Like, people are knocking it, they've never been there. I'm telling you, I would stay there in real life. But anyway, while in Hotel Z, I meet another team member, Lida. I call her Lida. She's so cute. She's so kind. Initially, I was feeling a bit insecure because I'm wearing this ugly ass outfit because it's the start of the game. And Lida looks so cute. And I'm like, oh, she also loves her. Like, Labanne probably is so into her. Like, but you know, as I got to know Lida, she's a sister to me. That's family. That's family. That's what I said. Everybody in Team AZ, well, Team MZ is that's like real family. But anyway, Lida, she's super cute. There's also another member in the team, Naveen, which I did not like Naveen at first because he's a fashion designer, right? Like, he loves making clothes, like that's kind of his thing. And then he gives me a gift, which I take as an insult. That was not a gift. He gives me this fuck ass fedora. It's the ugliest hat I've ever seen, and he's like, you should wear that. Why should I wear this? I looked so chopped, and I didn't have time or the option to go buy clothes yet. I don't even think I have money. So now I'm walking around in this ugly ass jacket, the ugly hat Naveen gave me, and I was already like, yo, I need to go to the shops as soon as possible because Lida, my sister, Lida, she's eating me up right now. She's eating me up, and like, I really do have a crush on her brain. Like, I want to show him like who the champion of Gallo and Paldia is. Like, I need some cool clothes. I'm wearing this fuck ass hat. But I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll get to a place. But then me and Labanne, we were probably on a date. I can't remember. But we were out, and then I see this girl. She's so pretty and cute. Like, she's so pretty. But I was like, okay. And then Labanne calls the girl, and he's like, oh my god, Emma. Hi, Emma. Who's Emma? Labanne? Who's Emma? Who is that? Who's Emma? And he's like, no, Emma's a detective. She's the best detective in Lumiose City. She was also so talented as a Pokemon trainer. Emma's so awesome and cool, and like, she's just the best. Like, Emma's so talented. And I was like, okay, fine. And to make matters worse, keep in mind I'm wearing a fuck ass fedora right now, and Emma looks so cool, and Labanne keeps on talking about how Emma looks so cool, and I'm wearing this fedora, and Emma's probably thinking, oh, what a dweeb, but that's like not true. Emma's like pretty nice, and she's cool, and she's awesome. And like, you know what, I think this would be the first rift in me and Labanne's relationship, because we really did start out strong, but no spoilers to how me and Labanne end, because we do end in a very dramatic moment in my life. By the way, this is still technically the start of the game. Like, the start, guys, the first half of this game is so slow, and I was actually gonna never finish this game because I felt like, what am I even doing? Like, I was just grinding constantly because there's not that much to do. I just felt like it's such a hassle, but I'm telling you, stay connected because the second half, so much drama, it's amazing. But anyway, after meeting Emma, we go back to the Hotel Z, and Urbane decides to cook a meal. And I know this is like such a non-detail for most people, but this is a big detail to me, because do you know what he makes? He makes croissants and Galorian curry. Because he knows my hometown is Galar. That's the first place I ever lived. That's the first place I've ever been. Like, he just knows I'm from Galar. He made Galorian curry, and like, I'm the champion of Galar. Urbane did this for me, and this is just what I'm saying. Me and Urbane really could have been like it, you know, like we could have been the it couple. But the thing is, Urbane don't think, eh? Urbane don't think. He thinks he does first and then he thinks, and I can't be with somebody like that. And that's why I found somebody else, which I'm getting to now. But anyways, after this, we also see a group called the Fist of Justice, as I mentioned earlier, and their leader Ivor, who's massive, not AZ massive, not like 11 feet like AZ, but he's massive. And basically, the Fist of Justice's whole ideology is they think these wild zones are inhumane, and they think they would rather live in harmony, like complete harmony with Pokemon, like Pokemon and humans living side by side. Which I know I said I didn't agree with this wild zone thing, but after remembering the like Alpha Houndoom that absolutely demolished me at any point, I'm starting to think it's better for them to like stay in one location. But basically, Ivor's whole thing is that everybody should learn how to do like martial arts and fighting, so that if they live like side by side with Pokemon, they can defend themselves, which like, yeah, I can see that. But I'm also very easily swayed and very gullible, so I would agree with anything anybody would tell me. So like, I guess I have nothing to say about the Fist of Justice. But more importantly, after this whole Fist of Justice thing or whatever, a mysterious Pokemon named Zygyarde, I think that's how it's pronounced, super cool looking, you know, it's like kind of a dog, but like, you know, special. I think it's also a legendary Pokemon. This is important. I think a lot of the characters from Pokémon Legends ZA, and like a lot of the Pokemon, like the legendary Pokemon, and they even like get mentioned a few times, is from Pokemon XY, which I did not play, and I was planning to play after I finish Ultra Sun, and I probably will do that. So I'm not connected like that, but I will connect the dots when I play that game eventually. But anyway, Zygarde comes to me and guides me to an Absol that is Rogue Mega Evolving. So this Rogue Mega Evolving thing, this is where my genuine main issue with the game is. This is my number one problem with the game. Number one, Mega Evolution is like the big thing that makes the Pokemon stronger in this game, you know, like in battles. You know the deal. Mega Evolving is kind of lame. I like Dynamicsing more. I know I talk about Dynamicsing all the time, but I do like Dynamicsing more, okay? I think it was a lot cooler than Mega Evolving. A lot of the Pokemon's Mega Evolutions are lame. Like Meganium, who's one of the you would think they would give the starters of this game the coolest Mega Evolutions, but they don't. Some Mega Evolutions are cool, but not the starters. So this Rogue Mega Evolution thing is when Pokemon are Mega Evolving without trainers because of like a spillover of Mega Power. In these battles, in these Rogue Mega Evolution battles, your Pokemon will need to fight against the Rogue Mega Pokemon, and these Rogue Mega Pokemon will basically chase you around, because like I said, this isn't turn-based, this is real time, which means you, as the player, needs to move out of the way because you can get hit too. And so in every Pokemon video I make, I've always bragged that I've never lost a battle ever, and unfortunately, I can no longer say that anymore. I've still never lost a battle against another trainer, but I have lost in almost every Rogue Mega battle. And I know I'm gonna sound like such a baby about this, but I get dizzy so quickly in real life, and when playing games, I get motion sickness. I can't play almost any first-person games. So every time I try to do these Rogue Mega battles, I would genuinely get sick to my stomach, because you're focusing on the Pokemon, like the Rogue Mega Pokemon, but you must also move out of the way. So you're constantly spinning, and you need to focus while spinning. I can't do it. I genuinely suffered. That's actually the number one reason why I almost didn't finish this game, because I was getting genuinely ill playing it, and I'm sure other people who get dizzy easily would experience this too. It is too that's why I don't like the what is it called? I don't like the in-time battles, whatever it's called. I prefer the turn-based because I genuinely thought I was gonna die, and I died in almost all of these battles, all of these mega battles, because I could not do it. But anyways, I made it through, and after the first rogue mega battle, which is against a rogue evolving Absol, you actually get to take the Absol. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you about my team, because I'm very, like I was lukewarm about the starters, I'm even more lukewarm about my team. Like, do you know how boring a team must be for me to have my favorite Pokemon Sylveon on the team and still like feel like nonchalant about it? It's because my team, like the starters, like my team, I could have gotten other Pokemon throughout the game as well. I don't know, there was something about this game's like team aspect that I really didn't like care about, So my team consisted of Meganium, Sylveon, Excadrill, Gyarados, Absol, and Pyro. And listen, like, I'm not saying it's actually a very strong team, but like, it's lame. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very lame. Especially because Gyarados I usually have at the start of every Pokemon game that I do, because it's just like a very easy water type to get earlier on, and I usually get rid of it. And I think that's why I feel so lukewarm about it, because it still kind of felt like a starter team. Same with like Excadrill. I usually get the Excadrill at the start to just help me out with a few things, because I don't usually keep ground types, but I actually had to keep a ground type, very useful for this game. So I'm glad I had Excadrill there. And I had Sylveon, which is my favorite, but like, it's like a nothing burger of a game. But I must say, Absol, and I felt this throughout all of the games, but this was the first time I had an Absol on my actual team. This is my opinions on Absol. Whenever I've seen an Absol, if another trainer has it, even when I got it, I always think, what are you doing here? Because in my eyes, Absol should be a legendary Pokemon. I cannot explain why. Even her Mega Evolved state is so cunt. It's magnificent. I think I see an angel in front of me. I love Absol so much, but to the point that it's like, you will never belong to me. Do you know what I mean? I had Absol in my team, but the way I feel about Absol is like, she's there as like a charity thing. Like, she's on my team as a loan. I do not own Absol. I'm not Absol's trainer. Absol is my trainer. I feel about Absol like, I'm pretty sure like I don't know anything about football, but like how Premier League teams feel like when they get a really strong player that just signed on for one season. That's how I feel about Absol. Like, she's here to help us out. She gives the star quality to our team, and then like, she's gonna part her ways. We'll keep in touch. We'll still be mutuals on Insta, but like, she's not like a main member, and she could never be tied down like that. And that's how I feel about Absol, my queen. She did a lot for my team, and while Sylveon is still my favorite Pokemon and she's my baby and I'd never besmirch her, Absol definitely is what gave me a glimmer of hope in my team. After the first Mega Evolution battle, Bunny, who's like Jet's assistant from Quasartico Inc., calls me and Urbane up, I believe, and is like, I saw that you handled that Mega Evolution. There's so many other rogue Mega Evolutions occurring, and we need you to deal with that. And then I was like, oh, but Bunny, in the ZA Royale, I'm literally only rank V. Like, I can't be trusted with this stuff. Like, come on. And then Bunny's like, okay, battle me, I'll see what I can do. So I obviously battle Bunny and I win. I've never lost a battle to another trainer, it's true. And this is a part of the game that I don't know how I feel about, because the entire selling point of the game is throughout the ZA Royale, you work your way up from rank C to rank A. After you battle Bunny, you get boosted immediately up to rank F. As like, because you need to be strong enough to handle the like Mega Evolution. It's just like, it's kind of cheaty on behalf of like Nintendo, because the game costs so much, and once again, I don't think any game should cost that much, especially for a game that can only be played like once. Like, obviously you can do multiple playthroughs, but the storyline's always going to be the same. So to get rid of basically half of the game, like, you don't need to do any of those battles. Not that I particularly enjoyed the ZA Royale. I found it's like fun sometimes, but it's like kind of a schlep throughout the first half of the game. But it just feels weird. Like, this is the entire selling point of the game, and now I'm boosted up so many levels. whatever. But at least after you reach rank F, the Royale battles actually get more interesting because the trainers that you meet on this level are kind of more like, it gives the vibes of like the traditional Pokemon gyms where each person has a different like personality and like a thing going for them. Because the earlier battles in the Royale, it's just randos, like these people, they're nobodies. But after rank F, like these are like characters that will carry on coming. And I think what this game did so well is they had genuinely good characters, like people I actually cared about, you know. And the first trainer that you battle after like this big rank up is Canari, who, like Iono from Pokemon Violet, is also an electric trainer and also a streamer. But Canari's not like Iono. Like Iono, she was sweet, like everybody was like, oh, Iono, she's so fun. No, Canari, she's intense. She's actually swearing all the time. She has severe anger issues. But Canari's grandfather is also Terragon, who is like one of the main construction workers that's helping with like this urban redevelopment by Quasartico Inc. And I love Terragon. He's just a cute old man. He's just a grandfather, you know. Canari, she's kind of a bitch sometimes, but I need to respect it. I respect people who care about the hustle of Pokemon battling. I don't like when people take it for a joke because it's a serious sport, you know. And Canari, she takes it seriously. But obviously, listen, she has a full electric team. I had an Excadrill. I can wipe out your team like that. Like it's done. And that's what it was. And she lost on stream. And constantly she keeps on coming back like throughout the game being like, I'm ready for a rematch because she can't handle that she lost. But it's like, you know, I built that relationship with her and I respect that. I respect that she doesn't give up. After the battle with Canari, we again get some insane drama because we see Zygyarde again, and once you see Zygyarde, you know you're about to get some lore, you know you're about to hear the tea. And Zygyarde comes with this old man, Al, who we learn his name later is Lysandre. I can't pronounce it, so I will continue calling him Al because it's easier. And Al basically says that Zygyarde is waiting for me to prove myself to be his trainer. So he's just waiting for me to get stronger, I guess. It's very vague, very weird. But Al then says some cryptic stuff about how AZ will pay for his sins someday. My old man AZ, my goat AZ who's letting me stay in his hotel rent free. Like, what do you mean? What could AZ have possibly done? Turns out quite a lot. These two have like century-old beef. Not even century, whatever 1,000 years is. Because keep in mind, AZ is 3,000 years old. And like, Al is also a few thousand years old. You know, these are two very, very old men. And they have very long running beef. And it's deserved beef, I must say. It is now that we get to one of my favorite parts of the game. Disaster literally struck when I find out that Urbane, the most irresponsible man in Lumiose City, you know how he's still... I don't know if I explained this, but he is trying to make Hotel Z a success because he feels like he owes AZ a lot because AZ has been so hospitable to him and allows him to stay for free and all of this stuff. So he's trying to make Hotel Z a success. So he's constantly trying to get in more guests, which is why he asked me to film an ad at the start of the game. So he decides, you know what he's going to do? He's going to take out a massive loan to film a really great ad. So he goes to this place, the Rust Syndicate, and he takes out the loan with like these loan sharks, and these loan sharks are like, are you sure? Like, our interest is really high. And Urbane the dumbass, he doesn't even read the fine print. He doesn't even know what the interest is, but he's like, no, I got this. Like, my ad is gonna be so successful, I'll be able to pay you back in full tomorrow. No, I think he took out 100,000. And the interest the next day that we had to pay back was 1 million. But Urbane goes missing. Because the Rust Syndicate ends up phoning me, Naveen, and Lida, being like, you owe us money. And we're like, what is this even about? And then we found out about this whole Urbane thing, and Urbane's nowhere to be found. So we get called into the Rust Syndicate, and I was scared at first because I was like, these people are kind of spooky, but like, they low-key have that shit on though, like they're kind of really cool. But I was like, oh, and there's this like large man, Philippe, who's like, he's like a bouncer, he's waiting outside. And I was like, what in the world did Urbane get us into? Like, it's so hard to defend him when he's like this. And I'm contemplating like, the status of me and Urbane's relationship, and I was like, if he can't take money seriously, will he take me seriously? You know, I'm like really thinking about like where our relationship stands. And then we go and see the loan shark, the guy at the the guy at, and it's this guy. It's this guy. His name is Corbeau. I think that's how it's pronounced. That's what I call him. That's like the connection we have. And in that moment when I see Corbeau, I forgot all about Urbane. I can't lie. I must say Corbeau's like pretty short, but like I don't like Tom in any way. I really don't. Like that's why I'm kind of like not that into AZ, you know. But Corbeau, like he just has like that vibe about him, and he's like a loan shark, but he's secretly a really he's secretly a really good person, you know, like oh my god, Corbeau. And this is what I'm saying, like everybody in Lumiose City wants me so bad, because when I tell you, not even for a second did Corbeau stop flirting with me, and I have evidence for this, guys. I'm not being delusional. He wants me so bad. He's so into me, it's crazy. But he's basically like, either you bitches pay, because me and Leader go together, and he's like, either you two bitches pay me back on behalf of Urbane, or you're gonna have to work for us. And I was like, oh my god. But I was like, yeah, okay, like anything you want, obviously. But like this is all Urbane's fault, and like we have stuff to do. Like I'm also trying to get to rank A. Like you put me in this team AZ thing, this team MZ thing. I also want to get to rank A, but I'm dealing with this mega evolved like rogue Pokemon. And you know what, I respect it to a certain point, because whenever anybody in this damn city needs help, they always call me, and I think like, oh, that's nice. They like see my potential, they see who I am, they know I'm the champion. But it's like I need time to do my own stuff too, you know. Like I'm running everything, and at least, you know what, I must say Team MZ, they always give me credit, because we have these team meetings or whatever when we discuss how we're gonna handle everything, and they're always like, Zaki, are you okay with doing all of this stuff? Like, are you sure we're not putting too much pressure? And I'm obviously like, no guys, of course, like I can handle this, come on, you know me. But anyway, the Rust Syndicate, Corbeau is like, you're gonna need to do work for me. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it, because Leader also had other stuff to do. So I was like, you know what, because once again, I take care of everything. So he was like, I'll let you know the details, whatever. We go back to the hotel. Urbane was like, what's everybody stressed about? And we were like, bitch, where were you? You own a loan shark, 1 million. And he was like, that's impossible, there's no idea. And everyone's like, buddy, check the contract. He checks the contract. He's like, wow, I owe 1 million. Yeah, you do. Can we be serious for a second? Can we really be serious for a second? Are you that irresponsible? You are the one that AZ trusts to fix the hotel. You are spending money like a crazy person. You didn't need to take out that loan. That's the thing, though. You did not need to take out that loan. But anyway, he's like, oh, I feel really bad, but he's not showing any remorse. And now I work for the Rust Syndicate. And can I just say, they are such a scary looking group. Every job they have sent me on is like, help an old lady across the street. It's not exactly that, but it's such like nice people behaviors. Like, oh, these people are trapped in a building. These Pokemon are trapped in a building. Help them, like whatever. That's the whole thing. And I go do all of these missions, and Corbeau is always there. He always comes afterwards, and he was like, wow, that was really good. You're really powerful. He actually tells me I'm really special as well. He always tells me I'm his favorite like trainer. I'm his favorite like trainer in the ZA Royale. He's always so like impressed with me. Yeah, because we getting married. Like, I'm so sorry to Urbane. Urbane's out of the picture now. It's just me and Corbeau. Like, we are engaged, and it's true. It really is true, because after I finished all of the Rust Syndicate like missions he sent me on, he's even guys, I do have a screenshot of this. I took a screenshot for educational purposes. He's like, I'm not done with you yet. I'll meet you at the hotel. What? Like, Corbeau, this is a children's game. What are you talking about? Come on. No, we're actually getting married though. That's like no joke. Like, I'm dead ass. But also we find out some lore about Corbeau, which basically he used to know Al back in the day, Lysandre, if you will, whatever it is. He used to know Al back in the day, and Al was super rich, super successful, and Corbeau was not. Corbeau was broke. Corbeau was homeless, I think, and Al was the one who helped him. And Corbeau has not seen Al in years. He actually thinks he might be dead, but he wants an opportunity to pay him back, because like he saved his life. It's kind of the same relationship that Urbane has with AZ, where, you know, they feel like they owe them, you know. We then find out about the SBC, the Society of Battle Connoisseurs, which basically Naveen describes as a bunch of nepo babies from like rich people in Lumiose City that think that they know shit about Pokemon battling, which I think is that's a very good description, because the first time we see them, they're lecturing literal like 9-year-olds about, no, you should do this instead of that in a Pokemon battle, and it's like, what do you people know? These kids were literally just having fun in like a court and whatever, and they're just trying to give advice, running their mouth. I don't like the SBC, the Society of Battle Connoisseurs, and every SBC storyline gets crazier than the next, because then the SBC leader, Lady Jacinthe, who I also want to say she's a fairy trainer, and I feel like in all of these Pokemon games, the fairy trainer turns out to be somebody absolutely like insane, like genuine screws loose. I'm sure you remember my arch nemesis, Opal from Pokemon Sword/Shield. She's my arch nemesis. Let's not forget my other arch nemesis, Nessa, but that's a water gym leader. I'm not talking about that. I just feel like I always need to mention Nessa, keep her fresh on my brain, stay woke. But Opal was also a crazy fairy gym leader, and Lady Jacinthe is also like a fairy like trainer. And as somebody who also identifies as like a fairy trainer, I do feel insulted by how these fairy trainers are always portrayed as absolutely batshit insane. But anyway, Lady Jacinthe, the leader of the SBC, invites me and Urbane to this little get together, this thing at her hotel. It's a Dublin hotel, not our hotel. And I must say, as much as I love Hotel Z, their hotel, oh my god, that's classy. That's a really classy establishment. I have to give it to them, you know. But basically, she invites us through, by the way, so she invites us through her assistant, Labanne, which Labanne is not her assistant. Labanne is her slave. She's literally being kept as a slave, because the law is Labanne used to be a trainer, and then she lost a battle to Lady Jacinthe 2 years ago, and ever since then she has been stuck working genuinely as a slave for Lady Jacinthe. Lady Jacinthe is crazy. She kind of gives Celeste Bell a Better Bell vibes from Gravity Falls, where she's like, she looks so pretty, but like there's something sinister behind that. There's something really sinister behind that, and I do not trust Lady Jacinthe, and I'm right to not trust her, because basically her little get-together thing is a battle dome, which I must say, this was great to me, because I love Pokemon battling. I love a battle dome situation, and all of my friends are there. By my friends, I'm saying like all of the people like I previously battled and like worked with, but like to me that these are my friends. Like I feel like I have a sense of community with them, you know. So it's like Ivor, and I forgot to mention earlier when I did fight the Fist of Justice, Ivor has a sister Gwen, who like they're constantly fighting because Ivor just wants to protect Gwen, but Gwen kind of wants to do her own thing. Gwen is also best friends with Canari, the electric trainer, and I actually think I actually ship them really hard. Not that I'm like pro shipper, maybe I am, but like I actually do like them together, I really do. But anyway, so Ivor's there, his sister Gwen's there, Canari's there, and Canari's grandfather Terragon is there, and Corbeau is there. Obviously, wherever I am, Corbeau is there. He's just like, you know, and Corbeau's there with Felipe. He's like bodyguard guy, who works for him, I guess. And then me and Urbane are there, and basically it's gonna be like a battle dome situation where it's a tournament, you know. And I was pretty excited for this because it's like, yeah, I know these people and I'm so excited to win. But then Labanne gets a call from Vinny from Quasartico Inc. saying that there's mad rogue evolutions happening and we need to go fix that. So Labanne and I are like, yo, we gotta go like save the world. And then Labanne is like, you guys can't go, you can. I'm not joking about this, by the way. So Lady Jacinthe is kind of like, oh, you guys are leaving? And we're like, yeah, we have to go. And she's like, are you sure? And we were like, yeah, we're gonna go. So then when we leave, Labanne stops us. She's tweaking out. Like, you know what? And we found out later that she's like a genuine tweaker. Like, she's a bit crazy. She's very aggressive, but she tries to keep like a fancy voice or whatever because she has to, because she works for Lady Jacinthe. But Labanne is like, guys, don't leave. You guys can't leave. You guys don't know what you're doing. And we were kind of like, what are you doing? Like, we have stuff to do. Like, the world is in danger. We need to go deal with that. And Labanne is like, no, you can't go. You don't know what you're doing. And we were like, okay, whatever this is, we just met you. We have stuff to do. So we leave, no? And then we go and have our team meetings at Hotel Z, as we do, to decide how we're going to break down this whole rogue evolution battles. We hear a voice next to us. Oh my god! It's Lady Jacinthe holographically like projecting herself into our meetings. And throughout like the next few stages of the game, she holographically stalks us throughout everything we do. She's in our hotel, she's every Rogue Evolution battle afterwards, she's like, wow, that was really amazing. And we're like, Lady Jacinthe, what the fuck do you want? Like, we have stuff to do. We literally have stuff to do. And then when you ask her like, what do you want? She's like, so the thing is, I made the most perfect tournament ever, and you guys don't want to participate in my perfect tournament, and therefore it's not perfect. So you guys are ruining everything. So if you could please just join my tournament, or else you're ruining the perfection that was my tournament. And it's like, who are you? But like, apparently her parents are like really powerful and rich, so she gets whatever she wants. But it's like, buddy, we have, and I think at the point like we even tell her like, listen, we need to save the world and stuff, like we can't be like hanging around with you lot. And she's like, and I understand what you're doing is really important, but my tournament is actually even more important because it's supposed to be perfect, and it was perfect the way I planned it. And the more I see how powerful you are, the more perfect it would be if you were there, and I need it to be perfect, and everything I do is perfect, and you're ruining the perfection. And it's like, oh my god, leave us alone. But anyway, after we finish the Rogue Evolutions, whatever, me and Labanne is like, fine, we'll just go to this tournament thing so this bitch shuts up. And we're on our way out the door, kablam. You know how there's like those holographic fences for the wild zones and the battle zones? There's a purple zone around us because Lady Jacinthe implemented a Jacinthe zone because she wanted her own zone. And we were like, what is this, Lady Jacinthe? And she was like, well, Labanne comes, she holographically comes, and they were like, well, we didn't think you would come to the tournament, so we decided to trap you in this battle zone until you come to the tournament. And me and Labanne were like, girl, we were literally on our way there. And she was like, well, why didn't you say that? Because you trapped us outside of the hotel. Like, what is wrong? Actually, what is wrong with you? This girl is crazy. I've never seen somebody crazy like that ever. There's screws loose there. But anyway, we go to the tournament. Super fun. I obviously win, and I'm about to battle Lady Jacinthe. But then Zygyarde comes, because he always comes. And Zygyarde wants to battle me. So I battle Zygyarde, and Al is like, you are improving, but you need to improve yourself more to become worthy of being Zygyarde's trainer. Al is there for like in public eye for like the first time in a while. Terragon then drops the law that Al was the leader of this group called Team Flare, and everybody thought he was dead. Corbeau is very shocked to see Al, but he didn't want to do anything because also Al doesn't remember anything from his past. He literally doesn't. So he didn't want to like, oh my god, Al, I haven't seen you in so many years, you know? But anyway, we are interrupted by the battle between me and Zygyarde, which I obviously win, and then afterwards I battle Lady Jacinthe, and I obviously win too because her creepiness does not mean she's good at anything. She literally sucks, dude. Like, she literally sucks. After the tournament battle dome situation, we go back to the hotel, and we get some heartbreaking drama. You know what? I'm a baby. I was crying. Well, not at this point, but it would be a foreshadowing to my tears. But AZ is on the rooftop alone with Floette, his Pokemon Floette, and he's crying. I hate to see old people cry. I really do hate to see old people cry. There's like almost nothing worse. But like, he's basically crying, saying that he made a mistake 3,000 years ago, and he feels so bad that like the rest of us, like the youth, like Team MZ, needs to like pay off his debts, or else Lumiose City is doomed. So we obviously don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but Al did say a while ago that AZ will pay for his sins. So this 3,000-year-old mistake that AZ is talking about is clearly something sinister, but he's genuinely like crying about it. I can't handle that. I really cannot. Anyways, our next Royale battle is against this anonymous man named Grisham, who we find out is actually like the barista at this cafe truck, which we walk past very often actually. And it turns out he was a member of Team Flare, and his assistant, or like the other person working in the cafe truck, is also a member of Team Flare, and they hate AZ. They literally hate AZ. And this is where we get some lore. So Team Flare was started by Al a while ago to help make the world a better place. But then Al started going crazy because he thought the only way to make the world a better place is to reduce the population of people. So he wanted to get rid of people, you know, because he thought that's the only way we could get better. So he started getting like radical and crazy, and he went to AZ to use a weapon to basically destroy the world, and they blame AZ for not only making the machine, but like making Al crazier and more radical, and that's why they hate AZ. And after Al used AZ's machine to cause a lot of destruction, Team Flare has had to like go into hiding, like not into hiding, but like people don't like Team Flare because they were involved with a situation that happened like 5 years ago when like one of the machines like caused some issues, you know. But anyways, Team Flare are now outcasts, and that's why they'll never forgive AZ, but they still have a soft spot for Al because they're like, Al just like lost his way and whatever. But Grisham then sends us into the Team Flare like labs, like where all of like the plans were kept and whatever. And then we find out that AZ made a machine that would give life to dead Pokemon by taking life from a live Pokemon. So you would basically kill a bunch of other Pokemon to give life to one Pokemon. And we also find out that this is connected to 2 legendary Pokemon that's actually from Pokemon XY, like I said, Xerneas and Yveltal. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Xerneas, Yveltal.
And once again, no thoughts on this until I play those games. Maybe I'll revisit this game after I play XY. But yeah, I don't know what that's about. But it's the one who takes life and the one who gives life. I don't know. Don't ask me. I know nothing. But basically, after this, you go back to Hotel Z, and AZ sits all of us down, the Team MZ, the family. We like a family. Sits us down and explains the lore to us that basically 3,000 years ago there was a massive war, and his dearest Pokemon Floette died during this war, and he was so angry and upset that he made a machine that would take the life from other Pokemon to give life to his Floette, to revive his Floette. And after this, he was also so angry that his Floette was even taken away. He was angry at the world, so he made like a massive weapon, like a really dangerous weapon. And after Floette comes back, she's absolutely distraught and disturbed that AZ would even make this weapon of mass destruction, and the fact that she was brought back with lives of others. So she hated this. So she left him, and he was abandoned for 3,000 years. He was alone. And during these 3,000 years, he meets a mysterious man, a smart man named Al. Well, he doesn't say named Al, but we know it's Al. And Al says that he wants to make the region a better place. So AZ decides he's going to make a machine that would share life instead of taking away life, to like kind of atone for what he did to Floette, like as an apology, so that maybe Floette would come back. So he makes this machine. This machine would become to known as Ange, who lives in the Prism Tower, and Ange is what's causing all of the mega power to spill over and causing the rogue mega evolutions because it's malfunctioning and stuff. And a similar thing happened 5 years ago, we hear. And that's why the ZA Royale was started by Quasartico Inc. and AZ to try to find the strongest trainer who would be the strongest mega evolution user to use Floette to destroy Ange, because that's the only way to stop all of this nonsense. The whole team is like pretty sympathetic. We like AZ, like we didn't know you dealt with all of this and whatever, and AZ is very like upset about it, like I don't want you guys to have to carry all of this and whatever, but we still like we will do the best we can to figure all of this out. So then Prism Tower starts glowing like crazy one day. We're hearing like what sounds like an earthquake. Shit is getting serious. It's the mega power is flowing, and random Pokemon are rogue mega evolving everywhere. And as you know from how much I suffered in the rogue mega battles, this is bad. Labanne and I then decide to battle as like the final battle in this year Royale to decide who's the strongest between the two of us, because we both rank A, and whoever was going to be stronger would go to the tower. I actually win, but Labanne feels like he owes it to like Lumiose more because he's from Lumiose to help save the world. So he decides he's going to take Floette and go up in the tower and try to defeat Ange. So he does just that. And you know what's crazy about this? Like, it was cinematic, but why is he on FaceTime with us the entire time? I don't know how else they would have shown us what was happening, but it's kind of funny, like the end of the world, and he's video calling us. He's video calling us. His phone is sitting in the tower there, and he's video calling us. But anyway, this does not work the way it's expected because the tower starts going berserk. Like, Floette is kind of a part of the tower now. The shit is scary. Labanne is like kind of fighting. Well, he actually seems pretty chill the entire time, but it's definitely not a safe space to be. And Lumiose City is genuinely in shambles. And I find out that I need to go find Zygyarde to use Zygyarde in its mega evolved state to battle against Ange, Floette, Mega Floette, Ange. But the thing is, because Lumiose is in shambles, it's almost impossible to get there. So, Team MZ, we're trying to figure out how to do this. Then Vinny from Quasartico Inc. comes and he's like, we'll we'll try our best to help you. But then a bunch of people start popping up in their holographic forms. It's all of our friends. Like, once again, they're not my friends, but to me, they are my community. Once again, Corbeau, Ivor, Gwen, Canari, Terragon, like they're all there, and they were like, we will help you. And even later on, Grisham and whoever works with him at the Van Crisella or whatever, even though like they low-key didn't fuck with us because they hate AZ and we team MZ, so they do not like that we're involved with that, they even come to help me because they were like, anything for Lumiose City, you know. And it's really nice that they all come together to help you. Like, they really all do find a way to help you. And Corbeau, my man, he makes the Rust Syndicate all turn into a human ladder so you can climb your way into a rooftop. And that was really funny. You know, that's a real man, guys. That's it. And that's something Labanne couldn't do. Labanne couldn't organize something like that because he doesn't think. He just does. And that's why he's suffering in that tower right now. But anyway, Corbeau gets me... turns his whole team into a human ladder, and I get up there, whatever, I get Zygyarde, and it's time to do this battle. This battle, it's not hard, it's actually a really easy battle, but it's so cinematic. It was so nice to watch. Felt like I was watching a movie. I really did feel accomplished. I felt like I was genuinely there. Like, you would think, I'm very parasocial about this game. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm like delusional about it, because I felt like I was there. This was very real to me. I was genuinely saving Lumiose City. It's so cinematic, like, things are going crazy, but I obviously use Zygyarde, and I beat this tower, and things are great. And then we solved everything, and then the credits roll, and the credits are so nice, and I know there's a post-game, so I'm like, oh, the post-game's gonna be so fun. The post-game was not fun. Turn it on, it was actually really sweet, but AZ, who I live with, AZ was like a father to me. AZ dies, and when I tell you I was crying real tears, I was sobbing when I was playing this. I just finished this game last night, by the way, but I was genuinely sobbing because, not that it didn't come out of nowhere, man's 3,000 years old, but the game starts back up with you and Team MZ at the grave. And it's just really sweet and sad because obviously I knew he was gonna die. He's really old. But at the back of like the graveyard, Al is watching from like behind a tree and whatever, because he also wanted to pay his respects but didn't want to like interfere. It's just such a great moment. And AZ is dead now. Rest in peace to AZ. He was, he might have done a bad thing many years ago, but he did it out of love for his Floette. Was it justified? Not really. But he did it out of love, and he tried to right his wrongs by helping others. And, that's what matters, and he did feel guilty. But I think he knew he was gonna die like a while ago already. It's just really, really, really sad. Once again, I was crying real tears. But that is basically the end of that. And then Quasartico Inc. like calls you because they're like, yo, you need to choose, you and Labanne need to choose your wishes for becoming like the top 2 trainers or whatever, like rank A. And I thought, now I feel scammed by this. I do feel scammed by this because I thought I was going to be able to choose whatever I want. And so I clicked literally every choice besides the choice that they wanted to choose for me, because they were like, what do you want? And I was like, for Pokemon to live freely. And they were like, no, you can't do that. Then I was like, oh, for more wild zones? And then they were like, no, not that. We already have so many wild zones. And then the last option is for the Royale to continue, and it's like, I didn't vote for that. So now the Royale is going to continue as like a continuous thing, but it's just going to be like an infinite thing, no ranks, which I would never vote for that. That would not be my one wish. Are you joking? That's not my one wish. I would vote for something else. I would literally vote for something else, because now my rank means nothing. What's the point of me being rank A if everybody's rank infinity now? That's not cool. I thought I was going to be able to vote for something real, like vote for me and Corbeau to live a long happy life together. Something cooler. Vote for Kukui from Alola, Professor Kukui, to get the divorce and then fly over to Lumiose City and watch Corbeau and Professor Kukui brawl over me. Like, that's what I would have wished for, but I didn't see the dialogue option there. Maybe I missed the Professor Kukui divorce dialogue option. I didn't get that one, so I couldn't do that. But yeah, the ZA Royale continues, and the post game. Now, I didn't finish the post game. I did not do the post game because I know in the post game you need to like catch the legendary Pokemon
Xerneas, Yveltal.
And I didn't want to do that because I don't know, catching felt like very anticlimactic. Like, what are these legendary Pokemon that are kind of like gods? Like, just doing in Lumiose City like randomly on a rooftop. I didn't want to do it, and also I kind of don't want to see them until I play Pokemon XY. I want to see them for the first time in their natural game, you know, and I will be getting to that game soon, so I'll see them soon. Maybe I'll play the post game after I play XY, because I just don't want to spoil the experience, you know. And I can't lie, I was very much turned off and disappointed when, in order to get there, you need to do like 3 other rogue mega battles, and once again, those make me genuinely dizzy and sick to my stomach, so I didn't want to do it. And that is my truth. And that's how I finished the game. I don't know if I'm gonna play the DLC. Maybe. I don't see much interest in it, because once again, as much as I love the storyline, the gameplay falls so flat. I hate the real-time battles. I hate the rogue mega battles. So I don't know if the storyline of the DLC would be worth it for me to continue playing. And I know a lot of people have been skipping through the entire storyline and dialogue, and I see a lot of people do this in every Pokemon game, like they just want to battle. So I guess this is a good game for that. But me, I like a storyline. And that's why I don't know if I'm gonna play the DLC or not. But yeah, that was Pokemon Legends ZA. I don't know when I'm gonna post another Pokemon video, because I still need to finish playing Pokemon Sun Ultra Sun, which I've been saying for literally months. But yeah, when I post that, I will post that. But yeah, that was Pokemon Legends ZA, which I liked once again, but not for that price. Nothing for that price is worth it.